Today for Mousetrap Monday, I have something a little different to show you. With these big teeth and spikes up here, it almost looks like some kind of medieval torture device, and actually that's not too far off. What this is one of the oldest styles of mousetraps that ever was documented in a book. It was recorded in a book by a man named Leonard Mescal in 1590. His book's called The Book of Engines and Traps to Take Polecats, Buzzards, Rats, Mice, and All Other Kinds of Vermin and Beasts. He has a lot of different styles of traps in there that I'll be reproducing, and this is the first one that I tried making. He calls this a dragon trap. He has two styles of dragon traps. One has a rope that's twisted for the engine. We've shown that with the ancient Egyptian trap. And this one's called the dragon trap with a great wire. Here we have a wire that serves both as the engine with a spring and the striker up here. And it's a pretty cool design. I can't wait to test it out. And I can't believe that a 427-year-old trap is so advanced. It definitely is complicated. What I had to do was get a wire that's pretty springy there and make a hook, bend that into shape, cut the wood, and make the little wire trigger here, a toggle, and the teeth. I'll show you how you set this. Now this wire striker here has quite a bit of tension. Obviously that's what kills the mouse. When it goes under there, it will be smashed between a wire and these teeth. In the front we have a rope that's tied to a toggle, and what you have to do is you pull that up here just like this. You gotta be real careful with those spikes. I'm gonna hook it on the front there. There we go, that's how it works. The mouse will come through, get bait on the bottom here. Its body will be between these spikes and this wire striker, and when it disturbs that little hook, the toggle will come loose and it comes slamming down. That's more than enough force to kill a mouse. I might even try it on rats. So let's go test out this 427-year-old style mousetrap in the barn with motion cameras and see how well it works. Well, out in the barn, our Mescal Great Wire Dragon Mousetrap worked. The mouse came in there, tried to get the bait on that hook, and set off that striker, and we got him. To remove it, you have to lift this up. Got quite a bit of force there, and then it has those spikes in the back, so you kind of have to pull it apart. Take that out. It's amazing that a trap from 1590 is so complicated. It does work, but one thing that I'm going to show you with these mouse traps that are so old is they used to be more complicated, and as time went on, we made them more simple. So the successful mouse traps we have now come from many, many years of testing different things and finding that people like simple and effective. A really cool design and a really old design. Now this trap worked quite well for catching mice, but if I wanted to catch those big rats that were stealing my bait, I'd make a bigger version. The rats didn't want to put their heads by those spikes under the striker. They reached down from the top and were able to pick the bait right off the trigger. Even though they set it off, they weren't harmed because their head wasn't under there. So if I do a bigger version, I might catch a rat, but I mostly just wanted to test this out, and it worked great for mice. I'm going to be making these style mouse traps from this era, not exactly like this, but different ones from the 1500s and earlier, just to show you how advanced they were back then on catching mice. A really cool design, the Mescal Dragon Mousetrap.